Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
As bells toll from New York City to mid-Missouri, a country remembers.
On 9/11, it was a Tuesday. It was any other day like normal.
The thousands of lives lost 22 years after 4 planes crashed in a devastating attack.
I had been a paramedic and a firefighter for a long time prior to that. I'd just never seen that much death in one spot.
Good afternoon to you all on September 11th. I'm Evie Allen.
And I'm Emily Spain. Thanks so much for joining us today. Mid-Missouri held 2 ceremonies today to remember those who died on 9/11. Campbell Bates' Allison Smith is here to show us how Columbia paid tribute. Allison?
This is Fox 13 News at 11.
We're just hoping that the victim makes it.
A road rage shooting in Kitsap County shakes up a small community and leads to big delays. What we know about the victim, currently in critical condition.
The city of Seattle has to change the way they clear homeless encampments, what today's ruling means for the future of this crisis.
Your heart just stops. You see girl off in the distance and you wonder if that's my niece.
A 14-year-old missing after disappearing in Tukwila, what her family is saying tonight. But we start in Des Moines, where a man is dead after he was shot in the parking lot of the Safeway on Pacific Highway South. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Rose.
And I'm Brian Jackson. This happened around 5 p.m. We're told that a man and woman were sitting in their car when 2 gunmen drove up next to them and opened fire. The man was shot and killed. The woman is alive. Police said that the car may have been stolen.
This is my home. It's not a home anymore.
The controversial gender-affirming care ban went into effect today in Missouri, and families say they are already feeling the effects. It follows similar moves by states across the South and Midwest. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Evie Allen. Thanks so much for joining us on this Monday. Senate Bill 49 prohibits minors who are not already receiving treatment from getting access to puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and gender-affirming surgery. KOMU 8's Ellie Laliberte is in studio now to explain what this means for transgender youth. Ellie. Well, right now you're taking a live look over Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It was not the start to the season the Chiefs were hoping for. Detroit upsets Kansas City 21-20. Good evening, everyone. I'm Evie Allen.
And I'm Emily Spain. Thanks so much for joining us. The parking lots of the stadium were full of tailgaters earlier today. Now they're full of fans trying to leave that game. But earlier there were barbecue grills, music speakers, flags, tents, every spot nearly filled.
That's right. KOMU 8's Lacey Reeves was actually at Arrowhead and talked to one fan who was fired up for the game.
Former President Donald Trump has surrendered to authorities at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. This is the motorcade taking the former president to that jail. He went through the motions of any other person booked into jail. That includes a mugshot. Good evening, I'm Emily Spain.
And I'm Evie Allen. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Now, this comes after he was indicted for the 4th time in just the past few months. The former president now faces more than a dozen charges, accused of trying to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. Tonight, Jay Gray reports from just outside the facility with a closer look.
Coming up, a new law that is making it easier for trans youth in Washington to get care.
They're now seeing what is happening and are appalled.
A community pushing back against a plan to build a new megachurch. Why they say this isn't about religion. And the event teaching young girls how to hang loose. See how more girls are diving into the world of water sport. You're watching Fox 13 News at 11.
Well, as the demolition project moves forward, we take a look back at the history of the Rocheport Bridge.
Plus, skating without the layers. We'll tell you about the unconventional rink coming to mid-Missouri.
A frightening scene over the weekend after a cougar attacked a child. It happened in Olympic National Park, leading the park to close multiple trailheads. Fortunately, the national park says the child survived and is expected to recover. It happened around 6:30 Saturday night. The 8-year-old was camping with his family at the time. The child's mother heard the attack, then started screaming and yelling at the cougar. The Park Service says that's when the cougar dropped the child and left. One official says now the hunt is on to find the cougar.
In these extreme circumstances, it's warranted to euthanize this animal because it could continue to attack people, could continue to stalk people, and cause even more problems.
Lake Angeles is a backcountry camping area about 7 miles away from the nearest trailhead. We spoke to a family visiting the park from Ohio today. They're all shocked to hear about the attack that happened not too far where they arrived to sightsee.
I was a little terrified when I heard that.
And a new anxiety that I didn't have before.
Right. But it's good. I mean, the mom did the right thing, right? And
yeah, they let her
That was very encouraging.
National Parks crews are still looking for the cougar involved in the attack. Now, this isn't the first time cougars have attacked people in our area. In 2017, a cougar attacked 2 bicyclists near North Bend, killing 1. Officials caught that cougar before it attacked someone else. And here are some helpful reminders if you do bump into one cougar. Rangers recommend to not go hiking alone. Don't run. Rangers say that could trigger a cougar's attack instinct. You should try to make yourself look bigger. And if you're in a group, huddle together. Make sure you don't take your eyes off the cougar and make a lot of noise.
One man has serious injuries after his wave runner crashed into a buoy cable on Lake of the Ozarks. Highway Patrol says the Union man was traveling too fast near the cables yesterday. The man was seriously injured and taken to Lake Regional Hospital by ambulance. Now, according to the report, he was wearing a life jacket at the time of the crash. The crash follows a weekend of 4 different crashes on the lake, killing 1 and injuring several others. Highway Patrol troopers say alcohol could be to blame in at least one of the incidents. In one accident, 2 people were injured when a boat partially capsized. In another incident, a man went to the hospital after being thrown off his Sea-Doo. A different boat caught on fire, but no one was hurt there. And one boat crashed into breakwater, killing a woman and injuring a man. MSHP says the boat was too close to a dock when it happened.